His wife told me he doesn't care about you anymore. At my cousin's wedding. I honestly feel like I'm being gaslit by everyone around me. Maybe I'm overthinking, maybe I'm not. Or maybe people just love to blame the quiet one in every story. Either way, this all started at my cousin's wedding, the night my ex's wife decided to turn a celebration into her personal drama show. I never thought I'd be accused of ruining a wedding. But here we are. And let me tell you, it got messy, really messy. And it wasn't just one confrontation. It was like being chased through the entire reception by someone who clearly had unresolved issues with me. To understand this, you need some context. I grew up in a very sheltered household. My parents did everything for me, literally everything. They cooked, cleaned, did laundry, paid my bills, even managed my schedules at times. I never had to fight for independence, make big decisions, or navigate the world on my own. So when I got to uni, everything was a shock. Suddenly, I had to handle my own life. My grades, my social life, my love life. I was careful with relationships. I didn't want someone controlling me again. I had seen too many friends fall into situations where they lost themselves completely. I wanted freedom. I wanted space. And most of all, I wanted to make mistakes and learn from them, without anyone breathing down my neck. At 19, I met Adam. He was charming, funny, perfect on the surface, opens doors for you, texts at just the right time, remembers every tiny detail. He talked about the future before our third date. Us. Our life together. At first, I thought, wow, I've never had this attention before. But then the cracks appeared. He got upset if I made plans with friends. He wanted to control my schedule, my decisions, my time. Small things, asking who I was texting, when I'd be home, what I was wearing. It felt suffocating. I realized he didn't want a partner. He wanted someone to mold, someone to fit neatly into his vision of life. And at 19, I wasn't ready to give up myself, so I ended it. He called me selfish, dramatic, said I'd regret it forever. I didn't. I was proud of myself for choosing me. After graduation, I finally moved out on my own. I got my first teaching job. I learned to cook, manage bills, do laundry, and just live independently. I felt alive. Adam got married a couple of years later. His wife Sophie went to our uni too. I barely thought about them. I was focused on my life, my apartment, my job, my friends, my independence. Life was finally mine. Until the wedding happened. The wedding was massive. Nearly 800 people, dozens of tables, a huge ballroom, lights twinkling everywhere, music, laughter, chatter. I found my table tucked into a quiet corner, hoping for a peaceful night. I even thought, maybe this will be fun, maybe this will be relaxing, and then I saw them. Adam and Sophie laughing, smiling, looking perfect. My stomach sank. Not nostalgia, anxiety. My chest tightened. I told myself, they're married. You've moved on. Enjoy the night. But a voice in my head whispered, this isn't over. Half an hour later, she appeared, Sophie. Polite smile, but tension radiating off her. She asked about graduation, my career. Harmless small talk. I explained I didn't attend graduation because both my grandmothers had passed away. Social anxiety made crowds unbearable. Then, out of nowhere, she said, my husband doesn't care about you anymore. I froze. My throat tightened. My heart raced. What do you even say to that? I nodded politely, forced a small smile, and walked to another table. Relief? Brief? Temporary? Because 15 minutes later, she found me again. This time, her tone was sharper, almost predatory. You skipped graduation because you didn't want to see us together. You're jealous of me. You still want him. I felt cornered. I didn't even know they were together back then. Guests nearby started noticing. Whispers, glances, phones. Someone actually took a picture of us mid-confrontation. I wanted to scream, cry, run. But I stayed calm. I nodded, tried to stay polite, tried to survive. She leaned closer. You always thought you were better than me, she said. Me? Better than you? I could feel my face burning. My hands were shaking. This wasn't just drama, this was aggression disguised as casual conversation. Part 7, Family Reactions, 13, 30, 14 to 30. A few family members noticed. A cousin whispered, "What's going on?" My aunt raised her eyebrows. People around us were clearly distracted, turning their heads. I felt like I was on display. And Sophie? She kept going. Her voice loud enough now for anyone within a 5-foot radius to hear. You still want him. I can see it in your eyes. I wanted to disappear. I wanted the ground to swallow me. But I couldn't argue. Arguing would just make me the villain in everyone else's story. She followed me, practically stalking me across the reception. I tried to hide at another table, talk to other cousins, laugh at jokes, sip my drink. But every few minutes, there she was. You're still obsessed with him, she whispered. Do you even remember graduation? She demanded. You can't move on, can you? People nearby started whispering, what's happening? Is that? I think it's her. My heart pounded. I felt trapped. And yet, I couldn't show panic. I had to remain calm. Dignity was all I had left. I quietly handed my gift to the bride, muttered a polite goodbye, and slipped out before dessert was served. Relief crashed over me. I had escaped. But frustration lingered. People would talk. She caused the drama. She ruined the wedding. And all the while, I had done nothing. Nothing at all. A few days later, my cousin texted me, furious, said I started fights and made Sophie cry. I explained calmly. Sophie approached me repeatedly. I didn't start it. But my cousin insisted it was my fault for leading Adam on years ago. I stopped defending myself. Some people just need someone to blame. And it hurt badly. But I realized I can't control how people rewrite history to suit their own narratives. After her honeymoon, I reached out. My cousin was calm. She admitted she panicked and didn't want drama overshadowing her wedding. We agreed no hard feelings. Once I had space, I realized the wedding wasn't about me. I wasn't the villain. I was just an accidental player in someone else's insecurities, but it still baffles me. Why do people carry grudges? Why do they compete with ghosts? I didn't ruin the wedding. I walked away with dignity. I survived someone else's jealousy, so what do you think? Was I really the problem or just collateral damage in someone else's story? Let me know in the comments. I want to hear your take.